Oh, hey class, Joshua Seiler here. I hope I pronounced this correctly to start, but I did my markup on Dulce et Decorum Est, the poem about war being the old lie that war is glorious, that sort of thing. But we'll get started here. This was obviously by Wilfred Owen as well. But so. Bent double, like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through the sludge. And so, all of these words really just pointed to exhaustion to me. I get the picture that these guys are exhausted right away. Till on the haunting flares we turned our backs and towards our distant rest began to trudge. I'm thinking distant rest, they knew they were going to get to rest, and they turned their backs on the war, on the flares, the bombs that were dropping. And to me, this was really the only little glimmer of hope in this writing. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even with the hoots, or even to the hoots of tired, outstripped 5-9s that dropped behind. All of these things, again, exhaustion. These guys limped on. I had all this underlined: lame, blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf. Kind of out of this world. You can't imagine never being in a situation like that. But just exhausted. We got into to the next section here. We're talking about the gas attack. It says, gas, quick, boys, an ecstasy of fumbling. And right there, I automatically thought, were they not trained for this type of encounter? And probably not. For this war, they probably got drafted and were sent with very little training. And again, these guys were probably teenagers as well, very young men. So fitting the clumsy helmets just in time, but someone still was yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man on fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea, I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, and drowning. So in all his dreams, before his helpless sight, I just get the feeling that he's never seen anything like this, not even in his dreams. And I had to look the word guttering up. So it says it plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. But guttering is, that's the sound or the motion or what a candle does as it goes out due to a lack of oxygen. So that flickering that happens. So, a heck of a word to use about what a man's doing as he's dying. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in and watch the white eyes writhing in his face. I did have one line initially highlighted here: his hanging face like a devil sick of sin. And I just, to me, that's just he's had enough. There's just a way to describe he's had enough. But this entire last section, if you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling forth from corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as a cud, of vile incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie, Dulce et Decorum Est, pro patria mori. That's most likely true. I wonder how many people who have experienced the horrors of war personally go and tell stories to other young people that it's glorious. And I would say probably not very many. We hear people talking about glorious, dying for your country being a great honor and things like that, but they've probably not experienced that in their close families, things like that. But that's what I did my markup on. That's kind of where my mind went as I read through. And I look forward to everyone else's videos. All right, makes sense.